You ever heard of the Hitlerjugend? You know, the Soviets did that. It's not about them being the toughest or the smartest. It's about them being young and following orders and being cannon fodder. You know what the Hitler Youth did to the Russian army coming in to those cities? They killed tens of thousands of Russian soldiers. A kid is just fearless enough to actually climb right up underneath the tank and place the phosphorus mine on it. They're dumb because they're young. They're not informed yet. That's why they want you at 18 to join the military. And that's why by the time you get out when you're 30 years old, you're marked as the enemy. Because they know you've been psychologically profiled and hired into a police department or into a security system if you follow orders, watch football all day, and think the American people are your enemy. That's the 30% in the actuaries. In all the different studies, around 30%. Generally, it's really about 28% on average, but let's just say 30. 30% will do anything they're told. TSA, people like that. 70% are awake. And you know what? You're the number one enemy. You're tracked, you're traced, you're watched, you're in a file. Okay? Just get that straight. And that's on record. Just like before it was on record, I told you that was the case because I'd been to the drills and watched it. I'd snuck into drills. The feds were so mad that they were threatening to kill me over the telephone on a weekly basis and had people, when I was in Florida and other areas, jumping out of the woods at night because I was trying to film drills they were practicing taking over U.S. cities. And they would have guys, this happened. Mike Hansen saw it. A guy jumps out of the bushes and starts lighting things on fire saying I'd done it. And I had to put it out and start tackling the guy and threaten to physically stomp his guts out and take the lighter away from him. And, of course, he was assigned to military intelligence. That's who runs America, because I fight the narcotics trafficking, because I fight the treason, because I am a soldier of the Republic defending this country, because I know what I'm talking about, because I'm motivated and I improvised from nowhere and saw the UN documents when I was 20 years old and got motivated to get a media system and developed this and built it brick by brick from nothing. And I'm an example of what you can do to expose these people and what all of you can do to fight the New World Order. It's time to get aggressive because they're coming into the end game right now with this new war and the checkpoints and the rollouts and a stack of globalist media where they're saying today, libertarians are terrorists, gun owners are terrorists, people that pay $2 cash for a cup of coffee are terrorists. Okay? I mean, it is on. And you need to figure this out. It is on. Look, you understand that this type of tyranny progresses like any disease. It's like brain cancer. We got a chance to cut it out, folks, but it's going to progress and progress. And it is the nastiest tyranny I've ever seen, okay? It's us or them. There's no choice. We got to fight them.
You don't need me to tell you that humanity...
Now, I'm going to focus and give you the wide spectrum analysis of this when we start the next long segment. But the article by Paul Joseph Watson and Alex Jones just went live seconds ago at Infowars.com and Prisonplanet.com, our auxiliary frigate. Now, what I need you to do is get it, Twitter it, Facebook it, get it out to everybody. Because this isn't 2001 when I was doing every show saying they're going to blow up the World Trade Center, blame it on their CIA asset, bin Laden, and then launch an anthrax attack. How did I know? The globalists were drilling for it and openly hyping it in the media. It's like fire departments that have been caught many times setting fires whenever budget cuts come, or firefighters that get caught planting bombs. It happens all the time. The average firefighter is a great person, but there's a certain type who does this so they can be the hero. It's the oldest trick in the book. Munchausen by proxy, abusing your kids so you can be the savior. And all of us are basically acting like a bunch of Stockholm Syndrome folks. Well, not me. I don't like my abusers. I don't appreciate it. And I see them building a giant army of scum. We're the boss in this country. The federal government can't say my Bill of Rights is gone. They can't say my Declaration of Independence is gone. My Constitution's gone. They can't say they can secretly arrest me and kill me. They can try it through terrorist illegal force, just like somebody can try to rob a bank and shoot the teller, but they're lawless, and I'm calling them out. I'm not here to do this at half speed. I'm not here to lose. And I see you murderers and all of your childlike idiot servants in government, all the compartmentalized twits who are too weak-minded to see what's going on. And that's the general public more than even police and military. I've got to be honest. Most police and military I talk to on average are more awake than the public by far. But that's low and mid-level feds and police and military. When you get into the higher ranks, they are power-tripping servants, or they're very stupid bagmen who will do whatever they're told. Okay? It's very simple. It's not complex. This has happened over and over again. InfoWars has issued an emergency terror alert. Threat of false flag event has never been greater. This is a full, global, worldwide emergency alert. And I'm giving you specific and credible threats with specific and credible evidence, not vague stuff. We know exactly who the terrorists are. They're the people that issue the fake terror alerts. They're the people creating brown shirt goon forces without jurisdiction, sticking their hands down your pants to train you to be a prisoner. Now, by the way, we just got off the phone. This segues into it. We just got off the phone with the family, and I actually just had the article here in my stack out of the Washington Post, where they sit there with a straight face and talk about how, guys, just reprinted, or somebody came in here and got my article. Although this is really bad. See, I'm so angry. I'm like a race car engine about to blow, man. I got to settle down. I need the Washington Post article that I know is right here about parents criminally charged for their 5-year-old late to class. And, of course, they did this with the wrong family because the family are both lawyers, and they went to the state code and went, wait a minute, it's more than 10 unexcused absences before truancy becomes criminal. Our child was late to class. How were you sending us a summons to come to a family court? This is a false charge. This is illegal. Exactly what we discovered in Texas 14 years ago. It was on the news. They would, yeah, it was in here. Did somebody take this out of my stack? Well, I'm so angry at the government. I need to control myself. Thank you. It's just the criminal, premeditated evil of these people. It was on the news. Judge Gene Muir owns giant dungeons for the children, some of the biggest in the state. They feed them into the Texas Youth Commission, which is publicly has rape rooms, child abuse centers, public raping. The judges, the police that are part of the crime syndicate come in and rape them. It's all come out in the news. The state police tried to stop it, were ordered to back off, didn't back off, so they fired the head of the DPS over it. All this came out. Anyways, Judge Gene Muir, who feeds the children into the pit of hell, this demonic Janet Napolitano, Janet Reno lookalike, it's all the same servants, same type. She would call the families in and go, your 7-year-old was late to class 3 times the last month. Sign this document or I'll throw them in jail. And the parents, not knowing their rights, would sign it. Now their child was on probation through a corporate agreement, and there was no law. It was all done through wicked, black widow, demonic, spider-like evil. So this lawyer said, I'll come on, but I first want you to read the code. I'm being attacked everywhere saying, why aren't my kids, and my daughter in school? It's incredible how they rule over us by deception, by way of deception. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
We're on the march.
Ladies and gentlemen, to an emergency worldwide citizen alert. This is a real terror attack threat alert. The globalists are so arrogant that in open white papers, Democratic operatives are openly discussing and saying they want to have a staged attack blamed on libertarians and conservatives. Even Fox News has covered this. It is in our article, and I'm seeing the pre-propaganda accelerate like I did before 9/11, but a rebranding off of a Muslim threat onto a domestic threat. And that is in the news today. FBI paying cash for a cup of coffee, a potential indicator of terror activity. They also asked the internet cafe, coffee shops, that if someone is using a server proxy to surf the internet or to get search results, that you should call the FBI on them. After decades of denying that government was spying on us without warrants, and after a decade of Google promising to never keep the results or share them, they're now admitting you have no rights. We're going to use the data and sell it. Medical information, anything you do, anything you search. And so that's the equivalent of saying all your mail has to be in a see-through plastic container or envelope, or that you have to live in a glass house, that if you want to close the blinds, I mean, I went in the bathroom this morning, I closed the door, that's bad. This is the total overthrow of all basic liberty. And Paul Watson has the link to the FBI's flyer and announcement. This is big breaking news. At Infowars.com, Communities Against Terrorism, Potential Indicators of Terrorist Activities Related to Internet Cafe. And we've shown you dozens of these for barber shops, for gun shops, for five and dimes, for farm and ranch supply stores, for tattoo shops. You know, they say, do they have American flag tattoos? Go ahead and call us. At the gun shop, are they missing fingers? At the farmer supply shop, are they missing fingers? Go ahead and call us. I'd say about 10% of farmers I know are missing fingers or missing arms. I got family missing fingers. You ever actually worked in your life on a farm or a ranch? You ever worked about heavy equipment? You ever driven tractors? Ever stuck your arm in a combine to pull something out? The point is it's about training everyone to be spies and to trust no one for a threat that doesn't kill as many people every year as honeybees. So we have that report. Then we have Reuters. FBI warns of threat from anti-government extremists. And then you read the manual, libertarians. They use that as the example of the extremist threat. You mean people that are actually more like the founding fathers than the average dumbed-down cattle? You mean real Americans? I mean, what made America great? The good guys who are exposing that you're the terrorist. You're saying we're the terrorist. No, sir. And then they go on to say in this new manual that's out, the farmer who's losing his property because he can't pay the property tax. You know, the economy's being shut down, so you're forced to go into bankruptcy. You don't have a cushy government job. Oh, they're coming. Or the people that can't pay anymore for all the inspection stickers and tickets. 11% of my state, last time I checked, has arrest warrants out. We're the biggest prison population in the world. And when you're finally pushed to the wall, when you're pushed to the wall, when you're pushed all the way to the edge, and you can't put up with it. If I know all the sovereign citizen type folks, they're always people pushed to the wall, had their kid taken, then they got a divorce, then the IRS took their painting business. Now they've lived for 15 years out of their van, and they're done. You've destroyed them, and they're done, and they're living in a van getting odd jobs. And you know what? You're right. They've been to jail 10 times for no reason because cops harass them but let the illegal aliens go. And there's coming a day, and you're right, where they're not going to go with the redcoats anymore to the stinking, filthy prison. You're right.